Awesome. So obviously we are recording, but if at any point you fluffy lines, you want to redo a question, something like that, let me know. We can just go back and start it again. Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. No worries.
So, okay, from the off then, if you want to introduce yourself and explain how you met Lee.
Absolutely. My name is Matthew Shirley. I am a sales manager for an American IT company. Recently joined them, and since joining them, obviously because of job roles, ended up getting quite a few messages and sort of developed my connections on LinkedIn. I saw Lee's post on LinkedIn and he actually messaged me, and I thought initially it was just marketing and I ignored it, and Lee will tell you this, but a few months later I took the plunge to message him and inquire, just to look at packages and see what he could do to assist all of the issues I had, and still I'll go into detail about what I do. And at that point we then developed a relationship, and it was the best decision I think I'd ever made. And I would urge every single person doing the same on LinkedIn or whatever, however you meet Lee, do take those 5 minutes to sit down and have a chat with him.
Awesome. So what was life like before you met him then?
Fine, yeah, fine. I've got a good job. I've got a wonderful partner. We own our own property. We've got a lovely little dog. I wasn't entirely happy with my body, my fitness. My friends are really into their fitness. They're all manual jobs, and some of them run marathons and cycle marathons and whatever. And my initial sort of point of reaching out to Lee was, I'm of an age now where we're all starting to get married, and I've got my own wedding coming up in a few years. The first wedding I was a groomsman for, and we all went suit shopping, and at that point I realised, oh goodness, I'm bigger, and I'm the biggest I've been in all of my life, and it's going to be pretty hard to get an off-the-shelf suit when considering all my friends are size 36, 38, 40, some of them, small trousers. And it was a challenge. We went up to London, went suit shopping, couldn't find anything, and that was the turning point for me of messaging Lee back and finding out what his packages look like. In terms of life, I was happy, but I'm happier now that my body and health are under control.
That makes sense. So how did it make you feel then when you were with all your mates, and obviously, like I say, you were the biggest guy there?
Oh, it was awful. It was embarrassing. I got home, said to the partner, said to the missus, that's it. I'm changing my life. I had a 2-month window, 2.5-month window until we could go suit shopping again. And I said, right, that's it. I want to get 2 stone off. So when we do go back in 2.5 months, I'm still big, but I've got more confidence. I can then probably get a decent size off the shelf and have it fitted. But it was awful. Yeah, absolutely awful. I was angry at myself with the realization of how big I get, because I work from home. My partner works in a school, so she's out. So I'm home alone all day. My meetings, I don't have to wear a suit and tie. I can sit there in a polo. I'm not presenting in front of anyone face to face. So my body image isn't overly important at work. So then that realization with the weddings and everything around me needing to get back into suits. I mean, I haven't been in office for a few years now. Hit pretty hard. Yeah, it did hit pretty hard.
Have you tried anything yourself before you contacted Lee to shift it?
I had. I spoke to Lee in detail about this. I went traveling probably about 10 years ago to Australia and to parts of Asia. I was made redundant in an insurance job, and I thought now's a good time to go on my own, go and see part of the world. I was big, and I lost in 3 months. So I booked the flights, and I thought, right, the next 3 months I'm going to do a pre-planned weight loss. I think it was called Diet Chef. I think they sent me an email saying there's an offer or whatever, so I took it up. I lost 3 stone in 3 months, which is a lot. It's a stone a month. I wasn't big. I mean, I was sort of 16 stone. But it was a really low calorie diet and hadn't changed my mentality. So I didn't realize this at that point. I was only young. I was sort of in early 20s, but I hadn't changed my mentality. So I'd lost the 3 stone, probably eating 800, 900 calories a day, which isn't enough for a man of my size. As soon as I landed in Australia, made friends, started socializing, started having a few drinks of an evening after work or whatever. I actually ended up putting that weight on in a year and more. I came back heavier than my initial weight before I started losing weight. So I hadn't gone to an extreme. It's just my body was in such a shock and my mindset hadn't changed, that it just hadn't worked. So then I knew if I was going to do this again, it had to be a lifestyle change. It couldn't just be a knee jerk. There's a dietary plan, there's an exercise plan, crack at it, because my mind wouldn't change. So that was the most important thing that me and Lee dug into, and my attitude towards food and exercise changed pretty rapidly.
Is that what stood out to you about Lee then? Was it the mindset side of stuff?
Yeah, it was. I think there was also a focus on stress, work, lifestyle, sleep patterns, and I've said to him, look, I'm really good at stress management. I'd witnessed sort of growing up issues with stress around family breakdowns or whatever. So I'd always made it my goal to never get overly stressed, and it wasn't an issue. That the focus with him was the lifestyle change and my mentality, and that's what I clarified with him in our initial call, which he took on.
That makes sense. So in terms of joining this program then, did you have any sort of thoughts or concerns around joining it?
Yes. Yeah. I was worried that it would be repetitive like my last diet plan of diet chef. I was really worried that I would lose the weight as soon as it would finish, or it wouldn't work, and I would revert straight back to old ways. I was worried that it would be unmanageable, there would be too much exercise, I'd be cut back on calorie control, I'd be constantly hungry. That was my main concern as well. But everything was eased, and it was the complete opposite to what I expected with worry.
So on that point then, what was different about it compared to what you've done before, what you expected it to be?
It was tailored around me, and the first week was just an assessment of what I eat, how I exercise. And the second week, I started to lose quite a bit of rapid weight, and I hadn't felt hungry. And I was eating a structured breakfast, structured lunch, dinner, whatever, but we adjusted it every week. But I hadn't felt overly hungry through the whole session with Lee for the full 3 months. And I think the main motive behind that was just because of my exercise and habits. I think the key to me losing this weight was a regimented minimum half an hour exercise a day, over to the gym, swimming, cycling, walking the dog, and just eating really healthy foods, and in proportion as well.
And how do you feel now you've done it?
Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. My journey's not over, Chris, as you can probably imagine. But I've lost 35 pounds with Lee. I've actually lost another 2 since my last conversation with him. So I'm feeling fantastic, and I've got so that wedding we were buying the suits for, we had the first wedding on Monday, and that was the ceremony. And then we've got a second half in a week and a half, and we managed to get lovely suits, had them all made up. And I just feel brilliant for being nearly 3 stone lighter. But this time, compared to my diet chef days, I haven't cheated it. This is a long term. I feel like I could go out now, have a beer, go out for a meal with friends, come back, burn it off, or the next day burn it off. It's just a complete mindset that's changed in my head, and it's impacted the family around us as well, which is great news.
Just want to clarify that. So you lost how many pounds, how many weeks?
35 pounds in 12 weeks I lost. So it's really impressive. And I loved it. I did not feel like I was part of a regimented PT session where I was living on chicken and broccoli, because that would have been my worst nightmare. I ate foods I loved. I love fish. So Lee knew that. He incorporated loads of fish, but he didn't give me a diet plan per se for my lunches and dinners. We assessed what I was eating, and he gave me alternatives, and I got into a habit of eating things I liked. It was never a micromanaged plan. One thing I did love with Lee was the exercises I could do at home and the exercises at the gym. And he pushed me to buy an exercise bike to cycle down to the gym to come back. Yeah, huge change. Huge change.
And in terms of your wider life then, I know you say it's affected the suits, you feel good. Else has it improved your relationship?
Yeah, it's improved everything around me. We suffered a miscarriage about 1.5 years ago, and I talk about it openly. I think men should. And we were trying to conceive again for a very long time, and it just was not working. And I'm convinced it's because of health, stress, your body, things happen for a reason. I'm a fatalist, and halfway through the session with Lee, I'm obviously getting healthier, and we've just managed to conceive. So we're 12, no, we're 10 and a half weeks in to pregnancy. So we are over the moon. And I said to Lee, I said, look, this has to be a part of my diet plan and health plan and lifestyle change, because I think without that I would have gotten heavier. My body would have struggled to conceive, and you lose fitness, you lose libido, and you lose attractiveness, or whatever. Everything is packaged into one. So yeah, I'm truly grateful, and I urge anyone in a similar position to do the same.
That's amazing, isn't it? That's had a massive impact on both you and your missus, then, I imagine.
Absolutely. Yeah, over the moon. And it was great, because that again is a real big motivator, just to carry on losing the weight. I mean, my journey is not a fast journey. It's going to take probably at the end of this year, early next year, to start to get towards an end goal weight. But yeah, to see such a big change so quickly was brilliant.
So if you have a boy, then what are you going to name him?
Not Lee. I don't know yet. Yeah, I've left that to Taylor, the partner, because she's very particular with names. So
It's got to be Lee. It's got to be Lee.
Don't tell Lee that though. No, I love him, but yeah, it's an old school name. It's like Matthew, Chris, Steve. They're older generation names, aren't they now?
All right, Lee will just have to be his middle name then.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
So what did you enjoy the most about working with Lee?
The constant check-in. Rather than daily contact, I said to Lee, look, just around work schedules and stuff, we touch base once a week for an hour, which was brilliant. We go through my weight, my photos, my diet plan, any struggles. We'd go through written exercises. My absolute favourite part was the written challenges Lee would give me once a week. And I said this to him every week. I said I loved it, because I enjoy writing things down. I enjoy writing diary notes and just keeping a log of things. I just write. And the reason I found Lee so different compared to a normal PT is because we would delve really deep into family history, mentalities, why I feel that way, any triggers, any future goals, where you see yourself in 12 weeks, where you see yourself in a year. And he would give me a written challenge, probably lasting me 45 minutes to an hour a week. And if I ever did feel like I'd lost morale, like I was demotivated, like I just wanted to order a McDonald's, I would do the written challenge, or I would look back at it, and it would reignite my fire of thinking, I don't want to be this 20 stone, 30 plus year old with no kids, and can't run. When I do have kids, can't run around with them because I'm out of breath, can't play football with them. So for me, that was the biggest motivator. And I told Lee that every week. I said, these are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I still refer to them. So yeah, that was my most favourite part.
So if someone sees this video, someone messages you on LinkedIn, either through Messenger or on the phone, they say, I'm thinking about working with Lee, what are your thoughts? What would you say to them?
Do it. Absolutely. I wouldn't want to know any details about their situation. I would just stress the impact it will have on your life and the change it will make in your life. Depending whether you're a CEO, depending whether you're a director or a manager, whatever you do as business, if you feel like your body's spiraling out of control, or you're unfit, you've got certain goals, make that jump genuinely, because you will never look back. And I said to Lee, he could have charged me 10 grand, 15, 20, 50 grand. And for the outcomes I've had, certainly with conceiving, with the weight loss, with my fitness, my next goal is to cycle 100 miles. And it's a lot of training to that, and it'd probably be 6 months. But again, once I reach that goal, it's just endless. So I said to Lee, I would have paid him 100 grand knowing the outcomes to this. So just take that plunge and drop him a message and have that initial call.
You have to give me one word to describe your journey. What's it been?
Oh, that is a tough question. Inspiring, I think, for people around me. Yeah. Proud of the journey as well. And that's not one word it's coming over, but yeah, I'm proud to tell people I'm still losing this weight and on a hell of a journey.
No, mate, you should be proud. You've done fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's been really enjoyable. It's been great. It's still not over, and I'm still staying in regular contact with Lee, and I'll be proud to tell him when I've lost my next 2 stone, and I'll be fitting in a 36, 38 jacket. Well, maybe not that small. I'm naturally slightly broad, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
So what does life look like for you now then?
Cool, family man, running around with the kids and going on bike rides, taking them swimming. Not afraid to jump in that pool with your belly out, and loving life. Yeah, I just couldn't be happier. With Lee and with this program, within the first 2 weeks, I said to Lee that I've noticed such a difference in happiness. I'm less argumentative. I laugh more. I'm just happy to be around. I'm more focused at work, and fitness and exercise is a great stress reliever. I love going to the gym, and I found a real bug for it halfway through the 3-month term with Lee. And there were points where I was going sort of every other day, and I was just to get away from work and go and have a good workout, and you'd come out feeling amazing. So yeah, that my life moving forward is just full of exercise, fun, family, clean, healthy food, but still knowing to enjoy life and being able to go for a drink with family, friends, and having decent meals. And I'm not sitting there with chicken and broccoli, but I know now how to lose weight and improve my health.
That's awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to say to Lee?
Just a huge thank you. Yeah, no, we always stay in touch, but he knows it's been one of a hell of a journey. And just with the news of conceiving again, I owe this to Lee. So it's just a huge thank you. And I do genuinely mean to anyone out there that is on the brink of messaging or ignored the message like I did. I ignored it completely. Drop a message, just inquire, just to see what it looks like. And I'm not the only one with testimonials. There's plenty out there, and it speaks for itself. It really does.
No, that's awesome. I think I've covered everything that sort of I want to go through. Do you think we've covered everything? Is there anything else you think we need to go over?
No. I think it's summed it up. Yeah, it's remotivated me again, Chris. This can get my words out. It's just not. I mean, I'm motivated anyway, but it's just nice to have a little spark midweek, just every other day. But no, more than happy. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Once this video comes through, and once it comes out, it's actually something you can look back on and be really proud of yourself.
Absolutely, and I'll be a few stone lighter again. But yeah, the journey for me is sort of halfway through. Yeah, couldn't be happier. I think it just changes your life. It really does.
Now, ultimately, like £35 in 12 weeks, it is very impressive. So you should be proud of yourself. And like you say, this is only part of the journey, but you feel like you're on that trajectory now, don't you?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I've got a graph of the target weight loss and the projected, and then the actual weight loss. And through the entire time I was underneath it, I wasn't calorie counting to a certain extent. I knew exactly what I needed to eat. I did calorie count for the first few weeks until I got into a regime. But I've just learned so much over this time frame that I can take these skills and lessons learned throughout wherever I go, and the partner as well. So it's impacted all of us and family around me.
Worth the investment then.
Absolutely. So I said to Lee, "You're not charging enough." Yes.
I think he'll be pleased to hear that. Look, I'll pass this on to him. It's been an absolute pleasure, and
you, Chris.
I do wish you all the best. And that things keep going well, and obviously the pregnancy goes well. And yeah, look forward to seeing or hearing about little baby Lee.
Tell him I'll keep him posted, and I'll keep him updated for any milestones as well. But I'll send him a photo of baby Lee when he or she comes out. Even a she Lee.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna Lee. You can spell it Leigh, can't you?
You can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. I probably won't, but
yeah, I probably wouldn't either. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
No, it's been
looking at your beautiful little daughter and thinking of Lee.
slightly harrowing, Chris. Don't leave this in.
Awesome, right, mate. I'll let you get off. You have a good day. I'll pass this through to Lee. And I've done a few of these. It's come out really well. I think there's plenty of material in here that you can use. So nice to meet you, mate. Have a good one.
Yeah, appreciate it. Speak to you soon. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Awesome. See you in a bit.